All right, YouTube. Now that I've been live for a minute and not said anything to you, my bad. Hi. We're getting ready to record a podcast. That's what we're doing today, tonight, what have you. And so I wanted to make sure it's working. I'm gonna tell TikTok that that's where I'm at right now, is what I'm gonna do. What's up, Tiki? How you guys doing tonight? We are live right now on YouTube filming this week's podcast. So if you want to watch, come on over, you freaking boyers. No, I'm just kidding. That's weird. Hey, it's working. Okay, the thing was weird. Let's do that again. What is up? What is up? What is up? We're live right now on YouTube recording our podcast for this week. So if you want to see, come over at Mobile Grooming Queen. What is up? What is up? What is up? We're live right now on YouTube. Okay, it's working. Fantastic. Hi. All right, let's do it. You guys have a completely different view than the actual podcast that I'm going to record. So I can't look at you. And I don't know if you're going to be here, Kayla, but if you are, you can tell people what's going on if anybody ever joins. I think I can make you a moderator or something. Yeah. There you go. You're a managing moderator. See? Manager. Okay, boom. Hired. All right. Oh, you're blue now with a little, with a little tool. Look at that. You got a tool. Oh, you know what? I have this shirt that I want to get another one of. It's like a Babeland shirt or something. And, oh, hey. And it's got, have you seen it? It's the one that I wear that has the, on it. What's up, everybody? Hi. TikTok was paying attention, huh? Manager. Nice, thanks. So, let me put you down a little bit. Let us just blend, let us just set the intention of the evening and understand that every single thing has a meaning. And when we get involved with anything that we are willingly and intentfully joining, right? Like a podcast or a live or anything like that. We set the intentions of the evening. So with this Palo Santo, we're going to cleanse the air and create the atmosphere of our podcast. So tonight is going to be short and sweet. I am not your baby. That's pretty impossible. I'm probably older than you, so watch your fucking mouth. All right. We are here as Mobile Groomer, right, is what I do. It's the Daily Groomer After Hours podcast, right? But with the intentions, we clear out all the bullshit, right? We're going to set the stage, make sure we have good, positive interactions with our podcast this evening. Give them some good advice about unfucking their mind. And hey, Paige, what's up? So I'm going to start recording my podcast if you guys want to watch. If you want to know how old I am, you could probably look at any of my content on social media. I'm not here to answer questions. I'm actually here to record my podcast. So if you want to watch, Andrew, you can. Tonight is just going to be me, and I like it that way for this evening. We're gonna get it started with some information, and then we're going to talk about a couple of different things in the grooming industry too. Let's bring you guys down a little bit so you can be eye level. Yeah, no problem. This is this live is to record the podcast, and I actually do better when I'm live. So that's why we're live, because I like to be. And K-Rob is a mod, so if you need anything, just ask her. You don't know? Yeah, it's okay. If you don't know, now you know. You know very well who you are. Don't wanna hold you down. Reach for the stars, baby. All right, we're about to record. Here we go. Anybody, if you're here and you want to let anybody know when they come in, the reason why I'm not talking to my audience on YouTube tonight is because we're going to be recording. All right, so enjoy. 'Tis I. This is what the fuck I do. Let's go. Oh, I'm excited. All right, let me get the recording going. I always get really nervous before the recording too, for the record. So it's just me. I just do. Let's go. What's the problem? Okay. Oh, what's happening? Yeah, something happened. Hold on, I couldn't hear it. I think I get. You got me? All right, let's go. Hold on. Try again. I want to hear it. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is fucking happening to the recording? Hold on. Malfunction. Malfunction. I need your little tool. Let's okay. Can we get a sound? What is up, what is up, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of the Daily Groomer After Hours. It is me, Shannon Waynes Roberts, your hostess with the fucking mostest. It's gonna be me tonight. I've decided for the rest of January, it's gonna be me solo dolo. I'm gonna make arrangements for the rest of the year maybe, but you know, I like to do it on the fly, right? So this week, honestly, I wasn't really feeling the whole podcast. Not that I don't love it, but if it ever feels like a job, I don't wanna do it, right? So, literally, tonight, I wanted to talk about a couple of key things that are happening. And, well, the reason why is because I think it's important. So, if you want to stay for it, please do. It's just going to be me, but I feel like you might get something from it. Something that happened to me recently is I joined a club, like a book club thing. And it's this group on Facebook. It's cool. And I don't even know, whatever. It's cool. And I like it. And there was a book of the month or what have you, right? And it got me thinking something. I was talking to a friend of mine, Sam, and she was like, go to TikTok, right? Put in the search, the word book, and just pull it up and see what book comes up. Well, this book called Unfuck Yourself by Gary John Bishop came up. And it's funny because I've heard of this book, but I hadn't actually read it. And so, of course, I bought the audiobook. I bought the physical book, but then TikTok canceled the order. I don't know what was up with that. But I bought the audiobook and I was listening to it. And something that was said, and some of the things that were said were so poignant to me. Like, I really feel like talking about it is going to help a lot more people than just me. And however, I have not finished the book, so I'm not any kind of expert. But what I want to say is that how the book began and what he said is so true, right? We're always talking to ourselves. I know for a fact that they've had studies that show that human beings, right, we have over 50,000 thoughts a day. And something that struck me to my core is he was talking about how we speak about things, right? And the fact that we don't have a lot of say on the automatic or reactionary thoughts, right? These 50,000 thoughts. But we have a massive say in which ones we give significance to. And I feel like it's so in line with what we've been talking about that I had to bring it up because when he says that we have a say in which ones we give significance to, it's the same fucking thing that I'm saying with intentions, right? When you set the intentions, when you are carefully thinking about the intentions of what you have, right? That's giving some of those thoughts significance. And I feel like out of all the thoughts, right, negative and positive, if we can just focus on the ones that we intentionally want to have, it would really help. And so when he said it, he was like, the kind of talk is what has such an impact. I try to be that person as much as possible, right? Like, I really feel like this type of mentality and this type of action that you have to take control of these, these 50,000 thoughts. No, of course you can't control them all. But you can assign significance, right? You can say that you're going to acknowledge the positive side, or you're going to ignore the negative side, right? I was actually just talking about this in my grooming career. So I call myself a serial optimist sometimes, right? Because I will literally compartmentalize the shit out of a groom so much that I completely forget the negative about what a dog may have, right? Like, for example, I'll go back to a dog's house that's newer on my schedule, and I'll be like, oh, damn, I totally forgot that that it was going to be this hard to get the nails done. Or you know what I mean? Because that's not what I remember. The reason why is because I didn't give that shit significance. So I wasn't focused on worrying about what was wrong with that dog, because in my mind, what happens? You guys know. In my mind, it's never the dog's fault. Right? So why ever give significance to the bad parts of a groom? Really, in all honesty, you should just hold on to the love and relationship that you're forming with the dog. I mean, all those little substantial things, like how they are affected when you groom them, those little things, you can always work on those, right? Consistency is key, just with everything else. With dogs especially, right? The schedule and consistency. It's fucking key. I groomed a dog today. His name is Cooper. He's a lab. And when I first started grooming this dog, he definitely had a reaction to being blow dried, right? And when you got out the high velocity for this guy, he would just go absolutely bananas trying to bite the air or the dryer or what have you. And a lot of people, because I'm live all the time grooming, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, what's happening? And it is just a consistency of me anyway. How I dealt with that situation is, when I'm blow drying a dog like that, I specifically transfer my intention by saying things in my mind like, I'm in control of this and you trust me, right? I am the air that I'm blowing on you. I am in control. I am the dryer. It is me. You know me. You trust me. You love me. It's me. So that when they feel the air or when they hear the dryer, right? In my mind, I'm speaking to them. And it might sound ridiculous, but it's fine if it sounds ridiculous. But understand that those intentions are felt. Because this dog can now be dried. I mean, we're about, me and Cooper, we've been fucking around for like 8 months probably. So he's had about 8 or 10 grooms, right? Maybe? I have to look it up. He hasn't been on my schedule for a long, long time. But that consistency of how I treat him when he's being dried, and it's also how I dry him, right? So whenever I high velocity a dog, and this is a little technical, but this is a grooming podcast, right? So when I high velocity a dog, I am very precise in the movement of my hand. I use a Gusty Pro from the Tool Clean, Gusty Pro Mini from Tool Clean for my dryer. And I also have the Michelle Hara Price, the handle. And I will say that really does help with precision as well. But I'm very particular and precise and ineffective or efficient, I mean, when I'm grooming or when I'm drying a dog, because what I always do is, especially on the head, whether the dog is reactive or not, I'm always and continually blowing from behind an ear, never blowing the air into the ear canal or the eyeballs or the nose or the mouth, right? And it's not because I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill the dog. No, it's not because of that. Yes, of course, safety. But also, it's part of forming the trust. You are proving to the dog every single time you groom him or her how you're gonna handle them. Literally, they need a manager and it's you. You're the one who controls the situation. So anyway, that is what I always think of when I think about mentality. It always comes back to grooming. But getting back to the point, right? The language that you use to describe your circumstances determine how you see, experience, and participate, right? In them. So if you're constantly saying, like, I really just used this example in a conversation, a personal conversation earlier, right? I knew a person one time and she never won anything. Like, I don't know how to say, she was kind of like an Eeyore person, right? And one time I asked her, I was like, don't you ever just anticipate getting what you want? And she was like, nah, not really. I'm not one of those people. I don't win. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a winner. And I'm like, well, fuck, with that kind of language, you're never going to be a winner. Like, how dare you? Why wouldn't you give yourself a chance to win? Right? Me, on the other hand, and don't think I'm ridiculous, but I swear to God, I never think I'm going to lose. Like, well, I also don't do a lot of competitive things, but you know what I mean? Like, when I want something, I think I'm going to get it. For example, I read the book The Secret back in 2012. I have never had a horrible parking spot since. Literally, for over a decade, I've gotten the best parking spots of my fucking life. I manifest them. It just happens. Matter of fact, it happens so much now that people that know me are like, oh, I got a Shannon parking spot today. Because literally, in my mind, I know that somebody will be pulling out of my spot for me when I get there. It's going to fucking happen. It's inevitable. It's already my spot. I've already seen it. It's mine, right? But like the law of attraction says, what you are, you get, right? What you put out, you receive. And so if you are constantly telling yourself that you're not going to get it, right? Listen, you can get whatever the fuck you want. You are way more than enough to have anything you could ever imagine. You've heard me say this. You were born more than enough. Fucking naked and crying like everybody comes into this world. You were enough then, and you're more than enough now, right? But it's up to you to tell yourself that. You're your own biggest fucking fan. If you're not in your own head, and you know what? I say this a lot, and some people may understand and some people don't, but if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I have to mentally manage you, oh my God, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. As you guys know, I'm single and I am talking to, people out there in the universe. And one of these people that was talking to me, it was last week. It was such a sitch. Oh my gosh. Do you guys want to hear about this? Okay, I'm going to tell you anyway. So this is unexpected gossip really about my life, but listen, it needs to be said. So this person, they were on my TikTok live, and that's how I even knew they existed. And anyway, she was like, oh, I want to show you some pictures. And she started texting me on Instagram, and it became a lot. It was a lot. And, no names, no whatever, right? Like I would never, it's not even her fault. No hard feelings at all. But I had to block her because it became very apparent that she was really, really looking way further into this little communication we had going on than I was. And I went back and really my video response said something like, hey, look, let's just call it for what it is and be friends, because I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If I have to decipher what you're trying to say to me, I'm not interested in having any kind of, romantic relationship. What's the point? Like, I think I just made a TikTok today and I had heard it and it was so good, right? Like, my biggest wish, the best thing that could ever happen to you is that you fall in love with somebody who really understands you, right? Who speaks your language, so that you're not forever, for the rest of your life, trying to explain your soul to somebody else. It's pointless, right? If they know you, they'll know you. And I feel like with ourselves, we talk a lot of shit to ourselves. And the way we talk, we know better than that. Right? So in this essence, in this Unfuck Yourself by Gary John Bishop, right? The way you talk to yourself, that literally is how your life goes. So just remember that it's a practice and nobody's going to be perfect at it. But read the book. Just read the book, because I think it's very interesting and I'd like to know what you guys think about it. You guys know any kind of interaction, I'm here for you. stories@thedailygroomer.com. I want to know if you've read this book and how it affected your life. I'm very interested. Like I said, I just started reading it today. I just got done with the Book of the Month Club book, right? And I started this book today. And I have a page of notes and I literally listened for 5 minutes. It was very good. The guy's accent's really cool too. I think he's Scottish. Anyway, read the fucking book, okay? Love you. And unfuck yourself, because honestly, it is up to you. And I said this last time and I'll say it again. You can say that you don't know, but if you're aware of what's going on in your life, you are in control. And if you're aware that you need to do something, be accountable enough to say, listen, this is where I'm going to start, right? Buy the book. See what happens when you talk to yourself a different way. Right? Why not? I mean, fuck, it could work. What if it does? What if you try something and it works? I mean, it literally could. Anything that you can imagine. So why not, right? All right, something else I wanted to talk about as a groomer tonight. So, as a groomer, we have a lot of dogs that we have relationships with, right? And I don't know if you guys all know me well enough to know, but my schedule's pretty tight and I have pretty strict criteria for the people that I accept as customers, because I have a very specific relationship that I'm looking for when I get involved with a dog, right? I want to see your dog every month. And the reason why is because I want to have a trusting and open relationship. I want your dog to like me, man. Okay? I don't want to fucking show up at your house and the dog runs away and pees and stuff. I mean, some of them always will do that. I swear to God. But overall, the reason why I run my business the way I do is because of the impact that it has on the dogs. It's really good for them. They like it, right? So, losing, listen, we have suffered a loss this week, all right? Let's just fucking call it for what it is, okay? We suffered a loss. And I just wanted to say to all you groomers out there, I feel you. Maybe people don't understand like we understand what it is to lose a pet that doesn't belong to you. And it's real crazy. I was just saying this and it's so true. That's why I wanted to say it to you guys tonight. Do you find it true? You can tell me by, stories@thedailygroomer.com, right? Tell me if you agree. I think there's a bunch of different kinds of ways we can find out that we've lost a customer, right? There's the customers that they're so upset that they call you right away and they're just in a horrible tizzy that they've lost their pet. And I always keep my shit together for those. I'm the rock for those customers, right? Like, I'm always like, oh man, I'm so sorry. But they did a good job, right? I'm the support for them. I'm the support for them. Then there's the customers who, you know, and sometimes it kind of does prove what you mean. And some people feel a certain way about it. But remember, this is a business relationship, first and foremost, right? But then we have the clients who maybe their dog got put to sleep and they didn't tell us until maybe they got the reminder a couple of days ahead of time. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We lost so-and-so, right? You got those clients. And depending on your relationship with the dog, I mean, I cry over fucking Budweiser commercials, okay? So I'm going to be upset regardless. But we got those customers, right? The customers who, like, don't tell you. Then we have the customers who you never even hear from them. They just don't even tell you anything. That has definitely happened to me. And back in the day when I didn't send reminders and didn't do all the things that I do now, and they just didn't ever show back up on the schedule. And it was just like, okay, I guess they're dead, right? We have those clients. And then we have the clients, like I had a message from last night, and the message, I would read you the message. I'm gonna read it to you. The message, listen, man. The dog, oh, it breaks my heart. And also, other than breaking my heart, it also makes me feel like I am the most accomplished person ever. I felt so proud of my business, right, when I got that text. Because literally, I mean, he's a great client too. I love him to death. But the way I loved his dog, right, was important enough for him to stop, even in the middle of being so upset over what had happened, to text me. That means the world to me as a groomer. The world. And as sad as I am, oh my gosh, and I have to groom them on Monday too. Oh, I'm going to be a wreck. But what I will say is this from experience. And groomers, again, I need your input. Do you guys agree? I feel like there's two different ways of grieving, especially when you're grooming other dogs in the same household. Why am I yawning? So sorry, so sorry. It is late at night and I'm still even wearing my grooming clothes. But ADHD, yeah, you know me. No, really. I think there's different ways. Like, I know for sure I've witnessed and been exposed to a dog having a negative response to losing. Like, the grief cycle for pets is different for different pets. And I've definitely been in a situation where litter mates, right? One of them passed away, or, you know, whatever you guys want to say, went to the Rainbow Bridge, or whatever, they croaked off. And the other litter mate was devastated. I mean, you could see it, right? The energy was just, they were fucked up. But then I've seen it where litter mates, and one of them, you know, croaks off, and the other one is great. And there's three, because I've seen the indifferent one too. So, having said that, I firmly believe that, you know, animals grieve the same way we do. There's a process, you know what I mean? But I wanted to bring up losing pets because I know a lot of the times groomers feel so weird about it. Don't feel weird about it. They're your dogs. They might only be yours for an hour or two every month, but they are yours. And if you have that mentality, if you treat them like they are your own and it's never their fault, you're going to have such a better time doing your job too. It's going to be great. I promise. So love them a little more and just hold them close to your heart, because PJ was a great dog and I'm going to miss him, and he was really young. So sucks. It's part of the job that really, really sucks. And what I always like to say when things like that happen is that I might be upset if the dog is gone, but I'm really fucking glad that I was able to create that connection, because it feeds my soul either way. Last but not least, let's talk about customer communication real quick. So I would like to say for the record that sometimes when I look at Facebook posts, it's really fucking disgusting how people talk about their customers. Listen, let's get back on track. Customer communication is key, because if you don't communicate properly with the customer, you will end up resenting something. And that's just human nature when you're not getting what you need, right? If you're not getting what you need from a relationship, you're going to hold or harbor some kind of resentment or some kind of negative feeling about that relationship. And if you, as a business owner, or just, it doesn't matter if you own the business or not, because in your mind, you still have to get your fucking mind right, right? Let's go back to unfucking ourselves. How do you talk to yourself? I want you to think about it. If you're the kind of person who doesn't remember, I need you to write down a note about it. I need you to literally, tell yourself how you feel. Because customer communication can literally save your mentality. You can save your entire career by talking more freely with clients. And I don't mean sitting down and having Thanksgiving dinner or anything. I mean, you could if you wanted. But I mean, just being able to successfully communicate information, education, and, well, I mean, maybe the time that your dog is going to take to get groomed, right? Anything. But when you talk to them, just remember that your intentions are literally everything, okay? So, and I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Just because you're a dog person, right? Just because you're a groomer because you like dogs more than humans, remember who pays the fucking bill. If you don't possess customer service skills, go fucking get some. You're gonna need them. And not because we're here to kiss anybody's ass. Because being able to communicate means just what I just said. Being able to decipher when you need to go into that educational mode and when you need to fall back and be the fucking listener. And not listen to respond. Listen to comprehend. Nobody gives a shit what you can do. They don't care about that. They care about how you make them feel. Everybody does. People don't remember the fucking haircut. Most of the time, they don't even care. To be honest, 100% honest with you, I was just talking about doing the geriatric cuts today. And it used to be such a challenge for me because I didn't want to give up my quality of the groom, right? I always wanted to be extra tight and tidy and keep them just like they were. However, in doing so, it would take too long. And they didn't need to be in the truck for an hour and a half. They really just needed to be in the truck for an hour, right? So I had to give up some of that because what I realized is the parents, and they even said it, they were like, Shannon, we don't care what the haircut looks like. If our dog smells good and he doesn't have shit on his ass, he's 20 years old. You know what I mean? We don't care if there's a hair out of place. So remind yourself of that because a lot of times we'll go out of the way, right? But it was me saying it. It was me doing it. So I had to reprogram. And that's exactly what we've been talking about this entire time. Basically, unfucking yourself is unlearning to relearn. That's it. That is personal growth, personal development in a nutshell. You're unlearning this bullshit that you were conditioned to know, to think and say, no, we can't do that. No, you should be scared to go outside at night. No, you have to take a fake wallet to New York City. Shut up. Shut the fuck up with that dumb shit. You have to believe that you are more powerful than any entity that would ever want to harm you. You have to know for a fact that your mentality will sculpt your life and you are the fucking sculptor of whatever amazingness you want to make happen. And that other bullshit, that fucking scarcity mind shit, that mindset, that fear everything, Fear is made up. Fear is a fucking lie. There is no such thing as fear. Everything you've ever feared in your entire life, tell me what the percentage of it was actually made up. What are you talking about? All right, I'm going to talk about myself. I'll make an example of me. All right? Oh, this is embarrassing. Shit. All right, so no, I'm committed. So look, you know, I'm a co-parent now, right? My kids go to their dads. And if they go to dad's for the weekend, oh my God. All right, it just happened last weekend, so I'll tell you what happened. Friday night, right? They're gone. They left about 6. I was on the phone and FaceTime. And a friend of mine had given me some like CBD gummies or what have you, right? A while back, like when we were at Hershey. And I hadn't eaten them all. And I was like, oh, I know I'm going to have trouble sleeping, right? So I'm going to take a couple of these gummies. Now, see, number one, I should be telling myself that I'm going to sleep like a baby. But hey, I'm not perfect, right? Point taken. Anyway, I ate the gummies. Oh, not a good idea, actually. The gummies were pretty strong. And I was paranoid as fuck about an hour later. Oh my God. I don't know. If I had let my imagination run with it, there could have been a freaking giant in my basement. I mean, I don't even know. I felt like I was hearing so many sounds. Like, it's crazy. But when you were a kid, just take fear all the way back. I was scared. I used to run from the hallway and jump into my bed from the door frame of my room and like jump onto the bed because I was scared something was going to grab me from underneath the bed. Dead ass. I used to fucking tuck my ear in because I thought something, oh God, I was fearful. There was things that I was scared of, right? But I'm sorry, let's go back. Are those things actually real? No. Now, I did read an article about bugs crawling in your ear a long time ago, like a long way off from when I was a kid, but that's not what I meant, right? What I was fearful of was made up in my fucking head. I mean, think back. When was the last time you were scared? Me, honestly, because I'm not scared of much. I'm a pretty badass bitch, to be honest. But those sounds that I hear when nobody's here, those fucking things are scary. And I definitely locked my door. I'm not going to lie. But just like I've said 1,000 times, and I'm going to keep on beating it into your head, fear, anxiety, and excitement, they hit your fucking brain box the same way. The same shit happens in your brain, the same synapses, whatever. Those little things that connect in your brain to make the thoughts happen. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that? When it's like coming together and it's like making the synapses? Yeah. You guys, am I too far out? All right. Anyway, I'm live on YouTube, by the way. I love going live when I do my podcast now. It makes me feel great. But anyway, yeah, when those little synapses happen, fear and anxiety and excitement, they're the same. So really, if you're fearful or anxious about something, you can talk yourself into just being excited. And that's kind of what I did the other night. I was like, hey, look, you're just excited right now. You're up a little bit, right? You're a little bit excited and not the best way. Calm the fuck down, in other words, right? And I did, and it was fine. It took me a minute, but fear, it's made up. And when I was in network marketing, something that they said, and it's a great little thing to say. Fuck everything and rise. Fear. F-E-A-R. Right? Fear. False evidence appearing real. Just saying. Fun little. It is false evidence appearing real. Fear is bullshit. You don't have anything to be afraid of. What happens to us happens to everybody. It's the process. Everybody comes and everybody goes. Nothing abnormal. It's our lives. So, riddling yourself with fear and letting it affect your life is a choice. What do you choose to do with it? It's your choice. All you have to do is make a decision, and your life will fucking change instantly. Because your brain is the most marvelous fucking piece of equipment you've ever used. It is amazing. And your brain, when you make a decision, there is a whole crew of motherfuckers up there that start to make shit happen for you. When you really decide that you want something, when you're dead ass about it, when you're like, no, this is what I'm going to do. When you decide, when you make the decision, your brain will go into action for you immediately to create that, what you've just decided to do. So don't let fear get in the way. Don't let scarcity mindset get in the way. Don't think that there's not enough. There is enough. Be abundant, not scarce in your mindset. Understand that you are more than enough, all right? That abundancy will help you in general because we don't need the fucking crumbs, all right? We are the cake. You feel me? All right, that's it. That's all I got for you. I love you. Don't forget, we got plenty of events coming up, all right? We got, oh my gosh, is Windy City coming up? Yep. And we also got Charm City coming up too. Look it up. There's a lot of events coming up. All right. Tell me when I'm going to see you this year. I want to know. stories@thedailygroomer.com. And also, we're going to do a mailbag edition. So don't forget your questions or your suggestions. Whatever, man. Just talk to us. Fucking stories@thedailygroomer.com. Let's go. All right. Other than that, thank you for your time. I love you. And I hope you guys have a great evening. We'll talk to you again next Friday, 6 p.m. Bye. And good night. Yo, who is this Geo12373, baby? Who is it? Who are you? Tell me. Talk to me. Sorry, G. You were commenting, but I didn't know. I don't know who you are on. Oh, it's Mickey! I would have never known that. You're undercover wifey. Oh, Stacy? Wait a minute. Gina? I only have like 5 wives, Gina. Is Lopez? Gina? Okay, but how many? Claire? CJ? I mean, oh my God, I'm really fucked up right now. Who is you? Oh, it's Gina. Okay, Gina. Gina. Oh, you stayed, Gina? That's nice of you. Kayla. Gina, I'm going to put you as a mod too, just because 5 is all. Shut up. I've only been a lesbian for a few years, okay? I mean, give me a chance. Give me a chance. There's a lot more. They just don't get called wifey. I mean, what do you expect from me? Can't just... How many hours are in a day? Ay, Dios mío. Oh, God. Okay, wait, I gotta email the voice. Wait. What's up, gentlemen? I just recorded. It's me. It's just me. I talked about Unfuck Yourself book. We talked about intentions. We talked about the kind of talk isn't impactful. We talked about how we talk to ourselves, the language that we use. We talked about losing pets. And we talked about customer communication. What else did we talk about? Yeah, I think that's it. Depending on which wifey is in the lives. Right. Well, so you going live? Um, I mean, really, wifeys. Gina, Mickey. I mean, sometimes I call Stacy Ducks a wifey, but I technically not all the time wifey. And who else? Helen is Helen Gasson. She's my international wifey, though. That's it. I'm tired. Thank you for coming to this live. I'm gonna turn the live off now because it's gonna save, so people can watch this if they want, I guess, on YouTube. Interesting. That'll be fun. I'm sure people will get a kick out of that. Wow. Didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks for coming, Gina. Oh, thank you, wifey. I was trying. I had a little bit more vodka than I should have before. You're my manager. Okay. All right. Yes. I might have had. Oh my God. I gotta go. YouTube. It's been a pleasure. Have a good evening. I'll see you guys on Instagram in the morning. Yes. See you mañana. Hasta luego. Hasta buenas noches. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Kayla.